It's Dragon Ball time! It's exclusive Dragon Ball time. Hello and welcome to another figure review. I just came back from the Tamashii Nations 10th anniversary, 10th World Tour, and I got myself a new Goku, well, an old Goku in a repaint. Goku? What the hell am I saying? So, this is the box. We have kind of like an overlay over here with the whole Tamashii Nations World Tour thing going on. Did I say I went to Paris? Yeah, I went to Paris. I made a video about it, so go check it out. I'm gonna do a thing up here if you haven't seen it. If you want to get the scoop, if you want to get the news, they had some new stuff over there. But not talking about that video right now, talking about this video right now, talking about this figure right now. So you take this off, and boom, there you have your regular. It's the old school box style of the every Dragon Ball SH Figuarts figure we've seen so far. We want to see what's in here and maybe what's new or not or whatever. Let's go. So first thing I noticed taking him out of the package, his joints are very tight, which is good. I mean, I applaud that for an exclusive, that they're like really putting everything nicely together. There are no paint spots, no issues with that like we had with the NECA Turtles from STCC. I'm just, you know, I just kind of thought about that, so I decided to go back on it. I was a little pissed about that, but yeah, delivering on an exclusive, that's very important. If you want to do something like that, make it good, because you're only making a couple of them. Now, size of Goku standing to the top of his head, it's like 15 centimeters, 6 inches, but if you really want to count that one hair, you can tell it goes up to 16, a little over 6 inches tall for this guy. Now, overall thing, I gotta say, I really love the paint job over here, and I like the gi. There's some changes in that, minimal, sure, but whatever. Let's have a look at the face. And by the way, I've never reviewed the old Goku, so this is a new thing, so I can go over all the details. He has a lot of angry faces. That's one thing I noticed. His faces are a little different than the regular Goku release, and as you can tell, the red shade goes over everything. The white in his eyes isn't completely white. There's a certain tone to it that also goes over the skin colors. I mean, he's in Kaioken mode, obviously. That's why the colors are the way that they are. So face looks good. Of course, the hair is nicely sculpted. We have this little piece of detail which is added on this figure. You have the Roshi symbol and the Kai symbol on the back. He also has the belt with them straps, which was only on like a not exclusive, that was like a Mexico exclusive, but it came out in different variations as far as I can tell. So at least they took that one. Once again, at least they didn't just paint regular old Goku in the red shade. And let's talk about the shading for a minute. I don't know how well it comes out on the camera, but I think it looks amazing. That was the main thing about this figure that really made me go, alright, I know, it's a repackaged Goku, it's an old mold that basically at the end of its lifeline they're recycling, but they're giving it a really nice paint job. And I'm a fan of it. I've been telling that in the last couple of reviews, guys. I'm not trying to sell you anything, I'm just legit excited about this paint job. And I know, it's kind of like the Simpsons episode where it's like Malibu Stacy, oh my god, she has new hats, so we gotta buy a new one, right? Small things kind of go a long way sometimes for us figure nerds. I mean, it works for me, I don't know if it works for you, but everybody got to decide that for themselves. And let's have a final look here at the boots, red line, and overall shading. I've talked about it for a lot of time, so I'm gonna go over to the articulation real quick. It is the old school stuff from SH Figuarts. The head is on a ball joint, rotates around, goes side to side, back and forth. We have some motion in the neck, goes out to the side, back and forth. We have the pack that goes into the big ball joint in the chest, rotates around. You have this piece of the gi which is attached to the shoulder. It is attached over here, so you can just move that around, put it in place. You have bicep swivel up here. It is the ugly mold of the weird shoulder pieces. They had that in the beginning for a long time, and I don't know, it just sticks out so weirdly. Why is it not round? We have the old school SH Figuarts hinge that goes up over here and goes out a little bit up there. Let me push that. Yeah, it doesn't go all the way on this side, so just be aware of that. You have the fist rotating around on the ball hinge. We got the chest piece, which you can pull out like that. You have the peg over there, which is nicely hidden by the belt for the most part, of course, if you're putting it out all the way. And he does have a smaller belt. The regular release Goku had a much bigger belt, so it's not hiding it all the way. but I think you can still wiggle it around and have good motion because you have a lot of space in there, and then push it back in. And it still goes on. It actually still goes around very well, even without the push-out gimmick. Then we got the legs. Once again, it is an old school thing. Rotates around over here to thigh, and bring it out. Still goes up nicely, and forward and back. It doesn't look so good over here, but that's fine. And you can also pull out the hinge up there, so you can bring it out even further, up and side. It's basically the same, but it also goes back a lot more. It basically goes around all the way as much as you want, and you pack it back in for a much nicer conversion. And then we have them knees. I don't need to talk about this. I've talked about this before. Those are ugly. You have double hinged, and those are just terrible. I don't know. That was one of the main things when I started collecting SH Figuarts. I was like, bruh, these knees are horrible. And I mean, in general, I was never a big fan of these legs that are like super flappy over here and just more clean up there. I mean, it depends. They look different in the manga. I have posters in here. I just looked at them, and he doesn't really have pants that look like that. It's just a thing. It's nothing really bad. There's no swivel over here, and we have the foot that's just connected via a ball and a hinge, so you can rotate that around all the way. And you have a toe hinge, which is not really cooperating. That's it. That's all you're gonna get out of it. And it goes down. It's one of those weird down toe hinges. Bruh. Now over in the accessory department, there's a lot of different things. First of all, you have this smiling green teeth face. I think that's exclusive also to this version, or like the Mexico. Basically the version. Every version, I think, with this belt has this selection of faces. You have the smiling face with the gritting teeth, you have the open mouth yelling face, you have a Kamehameha, which is pretty white. I think I want to take this out to see if there's some more shading on it without taking everything else out. So yeah, this is still, it has a bit of a shade, but it's still just kind of meh. I don't really like the look of it. These holes are for his fingers, and you have the other ones for more. Is this soft actually? It's kind of soft. Then we have these lines which you just stick into the ball, so you can have a Kamehameha with all the glowing. Wow, what was that? That sound was not Kamehameha. Then we have the instant transmission fingers. Those fingers look very long. I don't know. They look kind of weird to me right now. Have the open hands, more like open hand blast hands. They're angled a little bit. Then we have more posing hands with his fingers just sticking out like that. And then we got the open blast hands, a classic. I mean, everybody has those, right? And the booby grab hands, which are basically also blast hands. Or for this figure in particular, it's more for the Kamehameha to charge that up. And bonus time, this is actually something that's very cool. You have the aura effects in a nice red for your Kaioken. Let me just take that out real quick. I wanna examine that a little bit more because I don't have any of those. I don't really have a lot of room, so I don't know if I will display it, but it does look nice. You have a bit more of a thick shade of red. I almost said gray. Oh my god. And yeah, there's like all this goop kind of over here to make it a lot more bright. It's a kind of weird conversion, but it still looks good overall. And then you have these small ones to put on the ground because it's charging up, and this is on the ground and behind them and everything. So that's cool. I like that they did that. And before we get to the final thoughts, of course, here's regular Goku for a little bit of comparison time. Yeah, it is the exact same mold, obviously. I mean, I said that. The changes on the belt, the logo over here, and the logo on the back, and of course, obviously, the paint job. But for the rest of it, nothing has been changed. Nothing has been updated. Which, you know, it's kind of weird, but whatever. I still like the paint job. It really brings out the difference in hair color if you're putting them side by side. Something I didn't really notice that much. I mean, it's black, but it's a lot less black than this black because he has the red aura. I've talked about this so much at the beginning, so let me just move over to the final thoughts. Final thoughts, what do I think about this figure? I love it, but of course this is an exclusive, this is a repaint, and it feels kind of weird to pay 70 bucks in 2017 for a Goku mode that came out in, what, 2010? And one more important thing is that they used the body, basically, which they already had for another exclusive, because we have like, how many exclusives Gokus are there even? If you can pick this up, I do recommend it, but I mean, I wouldn't really recommend it for like, what are they going on eBay, 150 bucks or something? I mean, it's not really worth it. Like I'm saying, it's just not. It's just another Goku with a cool paint job, and there you go. So as usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like, and maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Goku wants. Wow, he looks evil. Maybe you can be like, oh, I'm Tails. What would the brother here looks exactly like Goku. Whatever. Goodbye.